rocket because it comes back to land. Also, upon descent, to make sure it ends up right on its landing pad 2 miles north of where it's taken off from. All right. Final countdown. Let's turn it over to mission control. Let's light this candle.
8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Command engine start. 2, 1, 0. Ignition. And liftoff.
Left of your screen, the altimeter on the left, excuse me, altimeter on the right and the speedometer on the left.
Feet.
All right, as we go through this flight, there are a couple of milestones here. The first one will be max Q. That's when the dynamic pressures are the highest on the vehicle. We go from 100% power, pull it back a little bit as we go through max Q, and then ramp her back up to 100%.
Max G should be in about 10 seconds.
Max Q has been confirmed. Again, thank you everybody for joining us for New Shepard's 25th mission to space. So far, a nominal flight. We have gone through max Q.
100,000 feet.
And the vehicle will continue to climb under full power of the BE-3 engine. The next milestone will be main engine cutoff. You will know when that happens when you see the glow of the engine at the base of the rocket go dim.
Miko.
There we go. Main engine cutoff confirmed.
That's 200,000 feet.
Now, with the main engine cut off, with the BE-3 engine turned off, the vehicle continues to climb up towards its apogee, but as you will see on the left side, the speedometer will come down, and once that speedometer hits 0, that's when you know exactly that the vehicle has hit apogee, its highest altitude in the flight of the vehicle. Now, I understand that separation of the capsule from the booster has been confirmed, and 0G has started for our astronauts. Shortly here, we're going to let them unbuckle and enjoy the beauty of floating around in 0G, but of course, the spectacular views out of those windows. And I'll say that having passed over 330,000 feet, they are over the Kármán line, so welcome to space, astronauts. And there we go. Apogee at just about 347,000 feet or so. Of course, we'll confirm our official figure at the end or after the webcast. At this point, our astronauts are still enjoying that beautiful zero-G up in their capsule. All 6 crew just officially became astronauts. So exciting. Now, thank you again for joining us for the 25th mission of New Shepard, our 7th human flight. And I'll just acknowledge that the milestone figure on the left is a little bit out of sync, but that's okay. Follow along with me through this flight. I got you covered. At this point into flight, you see the 2 craft, the rocket on the left, the crew capsule on the right. And you're going to see the speedometer on the bottom left of the screen increase as the vehicles speed up back towards Earth. The rocket is going to beat the capsule back down to the ground. It is more aerodynamically shaped. And once it hits atmosphere, we've got a multitude of aerodynamic surfaces that are going to guide it back to its landing pad just 2 miles north of the launch pad. And then just a little bit afterwards, we have the crew capsule, which will also come back down into that West Texas Valley for a nice soft landing.
Launch pad is safe to pass, but not for approach. 50 copies. We are passing 50,000 feet.
All right, you see the booster that is headed down. You see the drag fins, the drag brakes that have just deployed. Those cut the speed of the booster in half. Also at the top of the rocket there, you see the forward fins. They kind of look like pie slices, one on each quadrant. That helps keep the vehicle stable. And there we go, BE-3 engine relight. Landing gear deployed.
50 feet, 8 feet per second. Touchdown. Autosum started.
And touchdown. Welcome home, New Shepard. What a beautiful flight to space and back for that booster. Man, it feels good to be flying again, Jackie. Taking our astronauts to space and back. It is, I mean, every day is a good day at the rocket factory, but flying people never gets old.
And I love that West Texas desert dust that gets kicked up, and it's, once it clears, a landed booster. It's like a magic trick.
It's exactly, ooh, poof, booster just arrived. Yeah, it definitely adds to the drama of a landing a rocket from space. And, you know, as we say, landing the rocket is just really one of the proudest moments because it shows the incredible engineering. It isn't magic. It is not magic, Jackie. The engineering that has gone into building, designing, testing, flying, but bringing this rocket home from space, ready to be reused. You see, very quickly thereafter, the forward fins come back in, the drag brakes come back in. You look like you just fuel her up and launch her from there and get ready to go again. But the show is not over. The crew capsule has deployed its guide parachutes and its mains. Everything looking nominal on today's flight. Looks like we do have 2 parachutes that have full inflation. The third is not quite fully inflated. But actually, Jackie, this is part of the design. In fact, we were talking about my webcast. The first webcast that we did, we tested a chute out. There are multiple redundant factors in this system, and so landing with 2 parachutes is perfectly okay for this system. You'll also see the dust take out at the base of the capsule as she comes into land. That is the air cushioning system. It's going to kick up a lot of that West Texas dust you just talked about, but it also, there it is, touchdown of the crew capsule. A beautiful flight for our rocket, for our crew capsule, for our 6 new astronauts, Mason, Sylvain, Ken, Carol, Gopi, and Ed. You are officially astronauts. Welcome home, everybody. Now, our team has started operations to safely recover our astronauts from the crew capsule. We send out our safety crew as soon as we have visual connection with the crew capsule coming back from space. So they are well on their way out to meet the crew capsule there. What you're going to see as soon as they get there, the first person on the ground, crew member 7, we've talked about them before, so in this case it'll be Laura Stiles. She's going to go around to each one of the windows, make sure that we've got a thumbs up check from each one of the astronauts. Then you will see the rest of the crew around, safing the capsule, making sure that anything that needs to be vented is vented, we ground it. And then you will see them bring out a set of stairs. The hatch is about 1 meter or so, a couple of feet off of between the base of the hatch and the Texas floor, so we want them to have a nice smooth exit. And then we bring their friends and family out there.
Then it's time to celebrate.
It's time to celebrate. They've just become astronauts. They've achieved this incredible, it's an incredible thing that they've been dreaming about since they were kids, and finally it's happened. There you go, see part of the operations crew in the background. So we have a celebration, and that is topped off by a pinning ceremony. We pin them with their astronaut pins, and it's a really touching moment. It really is a touching moment. We do have initial confirmation that all astronauts are doing great. They are probably soaking it all in while still, under a rush of adrenaline. They just want to space and back. Look at that beautiful view of our crew capsule in the desert after our 7th human flight on the New Shepard system. Now, Jack, you see the crew capsule there and the parachutes that have fallen not far from the capsule itself. One of the things that indicates is in fact that there wasn't a lot of ground wind out there as they came in. They landed nicely around the crew capsule. And what we just saw there was our drone footage, and then of course here our long-range camera. And while this is a long-range camera, something that you can't miss on this crew capsule are the windows. So 6 seats, 6 windows, all like the entire surface area, a third of it is windows. So that also includes the base. So when you think about it, like it actually feels like even more than a third of the capsules is windows. And we've heard from some of our previous astronauts when they're up there, like, oh, you're just so, in awe of the view coming in from your own window. But when you turn back around to look at your crewmates, all you see is window because your brain just connects all those windows together. Almost feels like you're just looking out of one continuous window.